Hi, I'm Karen from Perfect Day by Karen, and I just wanted to do a short video about choosing your venue. It doesn't matter if you're choosing a venue in the southwest of France where I'm based, or if you're looking for a venue anywhere in the world. Everyone will have the same problems and the same questions and queries when they're picking a venue. So there's so many venues to choose from, so many different styles, so many different types. You can go for a barn, you can go for a chateau, you can go for a beach wedding, you can go for a wedding in a library to a wedding in an aquarium. Literally, you can get married pretty much anywhere nowadays. But the main thing is to make sure that whatever you choose is right for you, and making sure that you've asked all those questions to make sure that you can do what you're looking to do in that venue. For example, if you've got 150 guests and you want to get married in an aquarium, you need to check that you've got the capacity for that. The same with anything else, even if you're getting married in a chateau. Are there space for 150 guests inside, or do you need to get the marquee separate? It's lots of different things that in your mind you think, oh, that sounds like a great idea, and then maybe it's not what you were necessarily thinking when you kind of ask more questions. So the main things that I would say to ask is obviously about the size and the capacity. Can this venue or this type of venue fit the number of guests that you're planning on to invite? That's really important. Otherwise you need to kind of cut down the list. I know people that book a venue based on the venue and then kind of fit their guests into it, or cut down their numbers to make sure that they can fit. But yeah, it's entirely up to you. It depends if you fall in love with the venue that's too small or too big maybe. So the other thing is kind of accessibility. I used to work in a venue that actually had stairs to the main room. Nowadays in the UK, I know there's lots of obviously legislation about people being able to get into the venue regardless of accessibility, but often in other countries these things aren't in place yet, so you do need to make sure that if there are any stairs, is there another route for the guests to get to the room if they need to, or do you not have anyone that needs help and assistance getting into any of the event rooms? With other regards to accessibility, there's things like what access do they have to set up? If you've got lots of things you're bringing into the venue, is there easy access for people to be able to get in with big vans or lorries or whatever you're kind of delivering stuff in? When can you gain access? Can you only drop things off the day before, or can you drop things off a while before? If you're coming from overseas, you might be shipping things over that you might want at the venue beforehand, so it's always good to kind of check these things beforehand. There's a venue I work at the moment that you only get access 4 o'clock the day before. Generally it depends which day you're having your wedding on, but yeah, 4 o'clock the day before, and that's including any deliveries or anything like that as well, so it's quite a tight turnaround. The next one, once you've kind of chosen the venue, you kind of would want to know how the room is generally set up. Can you have the setup you're looking for? For example, if you're looking for the fashionable long tables, does the venue have those tables? Do you need to hire them in? Or can they actually fit those into the room anyway in the setup that you're looking for? Or are you restricted to the way that you set up the room? Often it's the case with bands and DJs, they only can be in certain areas of rooms, just generally for noise issues, whether that's, even if it's a venue that's kind of self-catering, you can also have noise complaints, so people generally say that things need to be in certain areas, so just kind of knowing that so that you logistically know how things need to be set up. And one of the last ones I'm going to mention, as I don't want these videos to be too long, is just the staffing. Have you considered the staff that you need and the staff that you need to be able to fulfill the day how you'd like it to be fulfilled? Lots of venues in France don't come with staff because it's self-catering and or DIY, depending on which way you want to do it, or dry hire. There's lots of different terms for what it is. And so it really depends on you need to make sure that you know what the venue provide, what the caterers provide, and all these kind of things to make sure that you've got the right staffing to be able to fulfill your dream wedding day. So that was just a short video, just kind of about venues and kind of what things to be asking venues before you kind of commit to them. So thanks for watching. Ask any questions below, and watch out for the next video, which should be next week.